Welcome back. Of course, last video, those were brought out and we just did a little bit of talking about the two links for each one of these videos from Jon Rappoport that I'm going to put out. I just suggest, if you're interested, just listen to him. He's a person you might not have ever heard before, and make your own choice and opinion about what he shares, about current events and things that have happened this last year. He might look a little different, but it doesn't matter. Listen to the words. Bowl of Souls, right? Of course, both of these videos are inspired by Jonesy, who did a bowl full of artifacts and just took them out and had a little talk. I've done it once in a while. It's a nice point, isn't it? But it's worth doing here and there. Here's a point from B&B Field. And because of anonymity and because of privacy, I won't say the things that many of you that I know have shared about challenges and health issues that you have. I'm just going to say out there, there's a lot of people who love these artifacts. Some can't walk, some can't go out and collect. But if you have artifacts, if you find them, keep them in mind. It's about community, if you will, and supporting them. Look at, there's the cortex of it there. That's a nice point. When we get through these, just some really great materials. What you're looking at are materials from eastern, central North Carolina. All of these. And what's blowing my mind already is all of these points here. These are all from one bin. I don't even know how that happens. I mean, they just fit, and there's extra room. So I got a good thing going in my mind. It just works. So let's check this out. In this bowl of souls, each one of these, of course, represents a different human being. Could be I've passed over a couple made by the same human being. Could be. But for me, the sheer volume, now pressing far over 13,000 in 5 years, the sheer volume that would have had to cover the span of thousands and thousands of years makes it improbable, at least the way I can figure mathematics. That's an interesting point, isn't it? But of course, it's all theory. Just my, it's not half as loud as it sounds. Best guess. We have to make a lot of guesses with these artifacts. But one thing is for sure, they're ancient North American Indian projectile points. They speak volumes of their lives. What I like is that they speak volumes of their specific and particular needs. Sorry, when I put them over there, I forget that I'm filming sometimes. So when I see a point, no matter what kind of point it is, like this one from Ravona, and Ravona has not been a site to really prove itself. I found some points like this point, and I've gone back when conditions are really good and there's been nothing. It's a mystery site. I've got a couple sites that are, a couple areas, I guess I could say, that are mystery areas. But with this kind of artifact, the potential continues there, just continues. What was I saying? Get scatterbrained. I know the variance, the huge variance of materials speaks volumes to many people. Some people across the country, like even Richard, I see him find tons of artifacts. But they're all strongly and dominantly made of the same stone. Here, definitely not. So I'm puzzled. I'm fascinated, I guess, about that. They had so many cherts and of material. You're not going to find that when you walk across the land here. You just don't see it in the rock. I guess you have to break it open. If you're a napper, you probably could illuminate me to that. Maybe you just don't see these colors and variants when it's a boulder or a cobblestone and it's not broken open. But I bet you they knew their stones. in this bowl of souls today. Look at that point. It's great color in these. Great color in these. So we got a couple more to go. And I will remind you one more time. Consider the links, especially these 2 videos of Bowl of Souls. Just doing it so that I could have a place to put those up. This was found at Mecca with great material, if I can get this in focus. From John Rappaport. I was impressed. And listen, I'm very critical. I guess I am hard to impress. Because I have high demands for truth. I have high demands for evidence. If there's anything going on in the government, any accusations, whatever, there needs to be evidence. And that's just the bottom line of when it comes to anything going on, whether it's North Korea, whether it's Israel, whether it's Russia, whether it's geopolitics, or whether it's domestic politics. Whether it's energy here in the United States and what our policies are, which definitely are not all good. And there's not the huge wealth, I should say, the huge swale of people that won't give up their support. I mean, unless Donald Trump goes sideways, they're not going to give up their support for him. They haven't supported him because of his personality or because he's made a mistake or whatever from the beginning. It's been principles that he's represented and that he pushes legislatively and that he pushes with his policies as president. It's been principles. It's a neat point. And look at this. Bowl of Souls. My word. So I think it puzzles some people. How come Donald Trump has the support he does? He does because of the principles that he pushes, the principles that he upholds for the United States of America. It's not because there's anything perfect about government, but it is about the fact, by evidence, that the government had become and was and is, in many facets, corrupt. I know that if that hurts some people's feelings or offends them, I mean, I can't even imagine people from generations past that are thinking about certain policies or political parties and just can't even swallow some of the behaviors of what they're doing. Look at that point. From W Properties. It's beyond me. It's so mind-blowing, but it's good to find many, many intelligent voices. Even the Bible says in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Look at these points with that color. That's great, isn't it? Bowl of Souls down to the bottom. Great stuff. So that's what I do. I work hard to listen when I can on the drive or here or there. I don't listen to advertisements for anything. I don't listen to mainstream news media who are filthy liars for the majority. I mean, it's the truth, unfortunately. So I listen to lots of different reports from many good people, old and young, throughout the day. And I'll pull 1 or 2 of 20 or of 25 and put those in political interest. Oh my. And hopefully 1 person, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 can think about something differently than they have, can understand something differently than they have. That's what it's really about. And can move forward in their own freedom to make the decisions they need to make for their family, for their nation, for their freedom. And to me, that's the strongest suit of what it's all about. Nice point right from Mecca. Great stuff. So, that was the bowl. It was full of souls. Those are the points that represent souls. Those of you who really know dispensations and times can see the styles and the differences in styles and all this. And you can see the dispensations of time gone by here in North America. So I guess the only thing that I might add is consider what I've said. And to me, every day is about understanding. Every day is about learning something I didn't know. You know what I also know and I live by? Something the Bible also says, which is if any man thinks he knows anything as he ought to, let him take pause, because he knows nothing as he should. Think about that. I actually believe that. Keeps me humble. Appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace today. Be well out there. Jonesy, you included.